Oh, did we lose you?
Yeah. So this is what I want you guys to do. I want you to leave the room and just come right back. No, not like that. Yo, what's going on, everybody? We have got Okan and Kane on the podcast today. For people that don't know who you guys are, can you just announce like what your channels are, where they can follow you?
So we are EDC with Okan and Kane. I'm Okan.
And I'm Kane.
Snap.
And yeah, you can. We also on Instagram are Okan and Kane EDC.
Perfect, man. That is amazing. I found you guys through Slicey Dicey, right?
Yep.
He was, what's crazy is he shouted me out in that same video like a year previous or maybe 2 years. So it was just really cool. Like I didn't watch that video right away, but I was kind of looking for guests, and I like to interview or talk to rather like any knife person, any EDC person, or anyone in actually, I'm going to have some non-EDC people on soon. That's just what I like doing. Podcasting is my favorite thing. And then I watched that Slicey Dicey video, and then I saw Professor EDC. I saw you guys, and I'm like, they have like miniature like sets or something like, and because I'm a big fan of horror, so automatically I thought about the movie Hereditary. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Yeah.
But I mean, you guys know what happened. I mean, some girl gets her head lopped off by a telephone pole, and the mom recreates the scene with these miniature sets. And I was like, I wonder if these guys do that. Is that how you guys came up with the idea?
No, honestly, to be 100% honest, it's going to sound a little on the nose. But I was kind of thinking of sort of an idea to kind of get across the concept, which is just kind of two guys just chatting about EDC stuff, pretty casual. I was like, well, just two guys sitting on the couch, and it blossomed from there, shall we say, I guess. And it's good to feel like a giant, so I guess there's an appeal there as well.
Did you guys make the set, or you bought them, or like how did they come about? Like the pieces, like the chairs, the couch, the small little rugs.
So a lot of it we've bought and kind of, not assembled, but sort of just kind of put the set itself together. But way back in high school, I did quite a bit of set building. And so I've built a lot of sets similar to that. We worked in a different scale, so it was a lot smaller, a lot more frustrating. But yeah, no, as things go on, we're definitely going to bring some stuff out that is a little more homemade, shall we say, at certain points. So
dude,
we've got some things in the works.
Nice. So it was funny. So for the people that are watching, this is their first time doing a face reveal on YouTube. So I'm really honored and humbled by that. I always offer people to do top down if they want, and thank you for doing that. I was thinking like today, I was like, I wonder what they're gonna do. Are they gonna like create like a miniature podcast set with like two Spydercos sitting there or something like that? I thought it was like I was like just thinking about what was gonna happen. But face reveal is awesome too, man.
I wanted to create a real life version of the set, and then realized I was like, oh man, maybe that's financially not the best idea. Couches are cheap, so
yeah. I mean, look, for me personally, like it took me a little bit to piece all this stuff together. I was using a Blue Yeti mic before, and then a comedian, Tim Dillon, who's a podcaster, one of my favorite podcasters right now, so funny. He uses this same mic, so I'm like, let me try that. And then I bought an audio interface, and then I just started getting more into it. And now like it's become this thing. But honestly, my setup with filming reviews or YouTube videos and podcasting is so like ghetto compared to everyone else that's doing this. Like if you check out like the Knife Junkie or I think it's called Gearing Up. I think I'm going to do an episode with them. That's I think it's GT Dunn on Instagram, if I'm not mistaken. But the audio sounds so clear and professional, man. Like for me, this is just like duct tape together. I don't do a lot of editing. And yeah, I encourage everyone to start a podcast. I think the EDC community is longing for long form videos. Do you guys like check out any podcasts or anything like that, EDC or non otherwise?
I have been listening to some of your podcasts, but as far as other podcasts in the EDC community, not as much. And then, just like you, Joe Rogan podcast got me through many a long shifts. And so I've listened to quite a few of those, and then a couple of various kind of comedians here or there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I listen a lot to like Dax Shepard and a couple of other guys.
Armchair expert, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
I want to. It's only audio only.
So he does a couple live show, but most of them are audio only. So a lot of times I'm doing it on the drive to work, things like that. And I listen to like news stuff like The Daily and just random stuff. I guess I'm into a lot of tech stuff. So like MKBHD and
dude, that's my guy right there.
Yeah.
I just watched his review of the new Samsung Galaxy Fold.
Yes.
Literally just today. And like, he is so good at reviewing phones. Like, it's so crazy. Because I used to watch Unbox Therapy, and I actually take a lot of my unboxing chops from that. You know what I mean? Which is just, like, just be yourself. And like, I don't get spec heavy at all when I unbox something. Like today I did an unboxing of this, the VDK Strix. The entire video, I never even called it what it was. I was like, listen, I don't know what this is. You guys probably do, but like the action is just crazy. And I just did that video before I got on this pod. But yeah, man, MKBHD, dude, he's so good. He's been doing YouTube for so long. What phone do you have right now? Like, since you're a tech guy, right? Do you have a cool one or?
So I have the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus.
Oh, same here, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going back and forth on getting the new one, the 20, but I don't know. I think I'm gonna wait for the next one when I get rid of the camera hole and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm waiting.
Next generation is gonna be
I don't know what to get because do you guys film everything on your smartphone?
Yep. So far, yeah.
And do you guys edit at all? Like, do you use
Not so far.
No,
we're gonna start working on that.
That's down the road.
Yeah, not yet.
I honestly, man, like, you don't need it. I feel like what you guys are doing. I think that people will enjoy what you're doing. They just need to discover you. You know what I'm saying? I've had several friends' channels grow way faster than mine, but I didn't get into my groove until like maybe the beginning of this year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And everyone's journey is different. I think when a knife person, like an enthusiast, finds your channel, they're gonna be like, this is wacky. Like, I'm gonna fucking subscribe to this. Because that's exactly how I felt when I saw Slicey talking about it. I hit you guys up right away. I hit you up and I hit Professor EDC up. And then you guys were like, oh, I will be ready for another 2 weeks, right? So I had him on already. And I'm gonna tell you right now, that podcast was almost 2 hours. And that's the most comments I've ever gotten on a podcast. Like, people are writing like turn papers to each other. I have a guy named Seems Logical. He's probably the best commenter on YouTube. He writes comments that are so long that he'll have to cut it off or YouTube will not post it. So he'll do like 3 long comments like that, like dissecting the podcast and giving people timestamps where to go, but also putting in like input. And yeah, this last episode that aired this Friday with Professor EDC, like, man, it's crazy. I got a bunch of subs from it, and people really liked it. The engagement is going to be great, and I know my audience is going to love you guys, man. If you guys haven't checked out, it's EDC with Okan and Kane, right? That's the name of the channel? Yeah, you guys follow that right now. Miniature sets. I love it so much, dude.
We had to bring something a little bit different. Everyone has just like a tabletop or something, so it's like, something just to stand out a little bit. And then, going back and forth with both of us, it's a little bit fun every once in a while. Especially the mistakes we make. If we're not putting them out, people laugh at it, I think.
Oh yeah, no, we have a fair share of mistakes, but we like to just, just keep on going and just kind of have fun with it. I've already if we only started in June, and I've already cut myself on camera.
I did last week too.
Yeah. So we're getting all the mistakes out. Figure, might as well get them out early.
What's your process like with reviewing something or deciding what to do with the next video you're going to make? I mean, since there's two of you, you guys hash it out and do some bullet pointing, or you just say like, hey, I just got like, I don't know, the new Farmforge Stinger or something. And like, let's, talk about it. Like, how do you guys do it?
So we do like a little bit of kind of planning out as far as just kind of some of the basic like specs and some of the more kind of detailed side of it. But then a lot of the rest of it, as far as kind of any expansion on, what we specifically liked or, what we felt like could have done better. A lot of that tends to be a little more off the cuff. But, we do minimal planning beforehand. That'll probably get a little more organized as we go. But I also think some of the kind of spontaneity of it kind of keeps it interesting. So
yeah, off the cuff is kind of like my favorite brand of knife YouTube, man. Mm-hmm. I can tell when something is scripted, and sometimes I like scripted, but I really like wacky, silly people right now. So I tend to watch like Cedric and Ada or Knife Bro, and I've hit him up. I've invited him to join the podcast, but they keep kind of I don't know.
They'll see this.
One day I feel like my goal, like I set a goal for myself, and I was like, one day this podcast is going to be so huge that no one can say no. And I haven't missed an episode. I do Patreons now with my girl. We do reaction videos and stuff. I'm going to do like Netflix watch parties because I love movies. Where like we can chat and like watch a movie together with the audience. Would you guys what kind of goals or plans do you have? Like any updates to the channel that you'd want to share that you might be thinking about doing? You got anything like that going on?
We got kind of one sort of series that we're doing that's sort of like gimmick or greatness. That's kind of gonna go over some of the kind of weird trinkets that you see, and like all the mini bottle openers and mini pry bars, and some of the stuff that's like, hey, does this actually make sense, or is this just kind of a little cash grab? It's like, oh well, this is only a couple bucks, so sort of kind of looking at some of the stuff that's like, is this really worth buying, or is this just kind of a novelty little
right? I mean, like, isn't everyday carry the hobby just blatant materialism that we all enforce we're enabling each other? I mean, on Instagram, one of the best things, or one of the things about being a knife guy is if you have an Instagram, you're posting it to show people what you just got. And like, as a community, we are all excited that you got this new thing because we know how that feels. So it's really enforced, like the materialism, right? I'm fortunate enough that like, cause I'm like poor as fuck, dude. You know what I mean? So like, I'm fortunate enough that Blade Banner was like, do you want to join the Apex Pass Around group? Because every knife I've shown on camera is not mine. Like, nope, though. I mean, look at this. This is BRS like Apache. Like I can't afford it. Yeah, I have. So the channel is funded by charity, like Apex Pass Around group, and the viewers will send me knives to check out, sometimes to keep, sometimes to do giveaways for. Do you have any like cool things you're doing with the audience right now, or like you're trying to shape something like that? Would you like people to send stuff into you? I think a lot of people would love. Here's the thing I've noticed, right? Knife people that watch knife YouTube love to watch their knife like being talked about on video. So, and I can't afford to buy knives. So like, it's an even trade. I like, pay shipping here and there. And it's worked out for me. Like, do you want to do anything like that? Because I think people would love to see their knife kind of acting in one of your sets. Like, it's
we actually already had a really nice viewer who, I think he's right now. Yeah. When he had said he was going to send a couple things our way, he had a couple things that are with Slicey Dicey and a couple things that I believe are with two watch channels. But Snuggle Tummy has sent.
Oh, I know him.
Quite a few.
They sent us the
Whoa.
Spidey Chef.
Whoa.
The 8015.
Dude, those are sick.
The new Buck.
Oh,
Was this the
shit.
one?
That's the one with that funky lock on it.
Marksman.
Marksman, yeah.
Yeah, man, I still have trouble doing it with one hand. I'm gonna work on it. Oh,
Oh, shit.
Perfect.
That's sick, dude. What's that? Which one's that?
Malibu.
Oh, the Malibu.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's incredible. So
Buttery smooth. That's on a flipper with a button lock, right?
Yep. And it's manual. It's the third manual flipper they've done because they had the Cambria
and the Mordax.
Mordax.
I got to try that one.
Yeah,
Mordax is sick. A little too big for me, the Mordax, but I got the small Asian hands. So like, yeah, I got small hands, the small fish paws. But
long fingers and palm, but thin.
But yeah, we're definitely trying to work on getting more viewer, I guess, input. Trying to look at a Patreon, get that set up. We just the last month or two we've just been sort of a whirlwind trying to figure out sort of our identity and where to go with the channel. But that's definitely something where we want to go.
Yeah, and trying to figure out because both of us had pretty decent kind of collections going into this, and so trying to kind of run through some of that stuff and get some stuff set up for. We do like a comparison series, living room brawls.
Yo, I love that. I love that name. It's so cool. You guys are definitely. You know what it is? The channel has its own personality, and that is something that's so important. You know what I mean? There's so much YouTube out there, so much knife YouTube out there. Even though we are like, we're probably the smallest niche on YouTube, I would say, or something. Like, the lowest, CPM rates, like in entirety of YouTube. But you guys have your own thing going on, man, and I'm excited for you guys. I hope that this episode like helps to promote you, because I've never seen anything like that, and I think it's brilliant. What knives do you guys like to check out usually? Is there like a company that you guys really like a lot? I saw you did some CBD. Everyone loves CBD. I don't know anyone who doesn't. How'd you guys get your hands on the Fracture, by the way?
Oh, right when they released, we were able to snag one just from
I was stalking all the websites, literally.
Love it, dude. Love it on that. Yeah.
And I went with the gray with the Tanto edge on that. But
I tried to get two of them, but they actually emailed me saying, sorry, we sold all of them before we could get a second one, because there's two of us, so now we're sharing one.
Dude, that's such a good knife, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that like crazy that's $28.50 and it's like never going to be produced again?
Exactly.
It was like, I remember when I did my little showcase on it, I did an unboxing that I did a follow-up. And in the follow-up, I was like, it's like you have all these other knife companies trying to do budget knives. And Civivi just says, cool story, hold my 8CR13 MOV and here's the Fracture. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and they drop that thing and it just blows everyone kind of like out of the water. It's got weight reduction. It's got all these cool features for under $30. It's like insane.
I still would like to see a little bit bigger run of it because I really do feel like, when you're talking about like the European market and some markets that require a slip joint, I feel like when you're doing a limited run, you're potentially just cutting out some of that market. So I would have liked to see a bigger run of them, but just as soon as I saw it when they were doing the like name this knife thing on Instagram, I was instantly like, okay, I think I'm gonna snatch that one up. And I think that was before they'd even talked about the $28.50 price. So
I remember how I got it was in the Apex Pass Around group. Sometimes like we'll get a heads up from, especially Civivi and We Knife. They like to do like promotions with us, and they were like, "Listen, whoever like showcases this knife, like you're gonna get 2 of them." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm fucking in, man." Like, but the thing is like, I remember I released the unboxing, and then later, everyone in the group was like, "Bro, you're supposed to wait till like the 14th or something." So I had to like private it, and it already got like, all Civivi. Have you noticed that Civivi videos just get so many hits? Yeah. That's a phenomenon that happens with any channel, man. Like Slicey Dice even admitted it that Savivi like made his channel. And I remember when he was like not even, I think he was like at 4,000 subs, man. And like me and him were like competing to see who put up the next model, because I was trying to collect all of them. And then the only time I was ever first was just the Terra. And I dropped the video before him, and I got like 3,000 views in like one day. It was crazy, something like that. It was, you know, I never get that many. But do you guys? So Savivi is like one of the brands that you guys check out. Like, what other brands are you guys excited about that you always look into?
Spyderco is really kind of what got me really into knives. I got, you know, I have since 2005, 2006, I've always carried, I've even got it here, Leatherman, Wingman, and then a Sidekick. And I carried that and a flashlight for a long time, and then got a Tenacious and really kind of liked it and felt like, man, you know, with what I'm used to, the upgrades I'm kind of already getting, what more does this Spyderco have to offer? And I think I'm at like 26 of them now. And
it's
you know,
a sickness. It really is.
Yeah, and so much of it is because they've used so many different steels and just some of the stuff that they've done. Like this is a 2014 Sprint run that is really just an upgraded model of their very first knife, the CO1 Worker. And that was the very first knife to be one-handed opening and the very first knife to have a pocket clip. So that really kind of sparked a huge interest, or a huge debt, I guess. A huge, you know, purchasing of quite a few Spydercos. So that's a big brand for me for sure. And then
which one is Kane? Wait, you're Okan, and Kane is the guy on the right. Oh wait, you're Kane. You're Okan.
I'm Okan.
I knew that. I was trying to like piece the voices together. So Kane, like, what do you like?
So I started off with more of like the Kershaws, like the Leak.
That's what I started with.
So, yeah, I was big on Kershaw, ZT.
I love ZT. And like, old school ZT is like my favorite, man.
Yes.
Like the ZT or 0456 days.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I would love to have like 077, you know, the really nice ZTs.
Wait, the 077?
77? Oh, 37, right?
That's the that's the one that had the
it's like basically
scandal with it. Is that the one?
The what?
It kind of had like a scandal with it because like Marfione and them were beefing.
Yes,
okay,
exactly.
Yeah, I remember that one. That one's nice.
That's how like all the, you know, the bare knuckle and all those designs came from.
Like the Natrix and all that.
Yeah. So
I gotcha.
In high school, I always wanted, you know, sort of like a ninja. So like I wanted the biggest, baddest knife, you know. So more tactical looking, especially the younger I was. So that's sort of where, and then now I've sort of gotten more into like even like the Microtechs and like the SOCOM Elites. And so I was on 3-inch blades for a while. Now I'm getting more closer to 4-inch. From my recent purchases.
I just stick to 3-inch, and I never, you know, carry in public. It's always in pocket. Like, you know what I mean? I'll get tackled by the police for having a pen sticking out of my pocket, man. You know, I got to be really careful in New York City, you know?
Yeah, we're lucky. I can carry, this is a 4.5-inch blade. I can carry that absolutely fine.
I think you carry like a 5-inch blade.
That's awesome.
Under 5 inches and like no gravity knives, but we got pretty lax knife abilities here, so that's a plus where we're at. So,
it's crazy because like New York City's knife laws got better. Like knife rights had some success. The gravity knife law thing is kind of like not being done anymore. Cops aren't like trying to flip them. This. They're not doing this. Oh, damn, good job, by the way, BRS. Jeez. But they're not doing that anymore. But I had a buddy of mine who's an EMT, and he was on the train, and he said, my Spyderco fell out, and it opened up. And, like, people called the cops on me. And then the cops came, and I told them I was an off-duty EMT, and they were like, whatever, you know, they just let me go. But, like, if it was me, you know what I'm saying? First of all, my homie's, like, white. If it was me, they'd be like, yo, he's fucking, I don't know if he's even Asian or Spanish, or get him, you know, like you know,
so go ahead and turn around.
Yeah, it's like, so I just carry everything in pocket. I think police are more likely to search your bag. There's like a weird bag search thing going on.
Yeah.
When they have like tables, where they'll stop people with bags or something. So I just carry it in the pocket in case my bag gets searched. There's nothing in there, and then I just, it's in the pocket. They don't search a person usually. But man, fuck. Okay, not no more New York City. What have you guys been carrying around lately? Like, what's your favorites right now?
Ooh. So for me, I recently got the Inkosi.
Ooh, the big one or the small one?
Yeah, this is the large with the mica inlays, the black ones. I've been looking at it. I had to get it off the secondary market. I couldn't really afford the brand new one, but I mean, this is amazing. So the last couple weeks, this has literally been what I've been carrying. I never actually held one before. I really want to try one, and then Blade Show got canceled, so that really messed me up.
Oh, have you guys ever gone to Blade Show before?
Yeah, I've gone 2 years. Well,
yeah,
3 years. No, I went 2 years. 2 years, yeah.
I went last year. Was my first year.
You guys meet you guys run into anybody cool or anything like that?
Yeah, I ran into Slicey Dicey. When I started following this channel and whatnot, he was between 2,000 to 4,000 subs, somewhere kind of a lot smaller. And I've just been chatting with him for a while, and so we had kind of had plans to meet up. So I got to hang out with him for a little bit, and was it Birdshot IV? We got to.
I want to meet them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were. You could see the exhaustion on their face, and so because when they go, they put everything into it. They're walking around with some big old bags.
Right.
They're there every minute of the show. And then another cool guy was Taylor Martin from Best Damn EDC.
I love his channel, man. I don't get to watch it as much.
I mean, his cinematography, his videos are just fantastic.
Yeah, I've found people that have absolutely insane cinematography and graphics. Like, if you guys have never watched Backpack B, I shout this motherfucker out all the time. Think about if an Emmy Award winning motion graphics person was an EDC YouTuber, and he doesn't have a lot of subs right now, but I'm 100% sure this guy's gonna blow up. So you're seeing crazy edits in every panel of the video. But you can tell this guy is so into knives too. He reviews a wide range of stuff, and I found him. And I was like, you're going to be on my podcast tomorrow. You know what I mean? 'Cause, yeah, I shout him out all the time. The other guy that is pretty good too is the Fuller Fanatic. He is really into Liang Ma knives right now. So you're seeing a lot of really high-end stuff from Riyadh and things like that. But he's from a film background. He drones, do cinematography, and you could tell this guy knows about lighting and shit. I absolutely know nothing, actually. I don't know anything. I have lights, and I pretend I could take pictures on Instagram. You know what I mean? That's about it. But I'm not really a big cinematographer. I know how to edit a little bit because I've been doing this for over 4 years. So I edit everything on the phone, man. There's nothing that goes off the phone.
Really?
Except for my audio is the only thing that I record off the phone, because good audio is really going to separate knife channels. You know what I'm saying? Especially, I don't know anything. If I had bad audio and I was D2, and I mess up and it's really S35VN, people are going to get pissed. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? Have you guys, so you guys just filmed with what phone? Your Galaxy Note 10 Plus?
So far, yeah.
You guys are just using the standalone app in it, the camera app?
Yeah, so far, if you have some suggestions, we'd love them, especially if you're editing through a good app. I mean, I'd like to.
Yeah. So the app,
eventually.
The app is $4.99, but it's monthly. That's the only bummer. But it is the best editing app on Android, or maybe Apple has some better color grading apps. But when it comes to just piecing things together and the ease of use, you literally drag and drop where the things where you want them to go. That's it. Right? So it's really easy to use. It's called KindMaster. When I do a review and I kind of am going to be stationary, so let's say I'm going to do an action shot, So what I like to do with an action shot is I'll like to flip the knife open a bunch of times, right? And then I'll edit it so it's only flipping open. So it's kind of like a cool sequence.
Yeah.
What I will shoot that with is an app called Filmic Pro. That is going to give you really in-depth manual settings that are going to make your videos look more cinematic, right? And I can tell you all that. It sounds complicated. It's fucking not. I don't know what I'm doing either. It just looks a little bit better than someone that's just using the standard thing. When I do unboxings, I use the same app that you do because I want that quick autofocus to hit. With Filmic Pro, it's like when I'm doing a shot that I'm not going to be moving, like I'm just going to be going like this. You know what I'm saying? So I'll send you guys the app on Instagram. So how do you guys stand up when you're doing the reviews? I always ask this now.
So the very first review, we got 2 chairs and we attempted to sit down, but I simply can't sit. Sitting is not something I do well. I normally am up pacing around. We even contemplated doing this, like how much sense it makes for me to pace around in the background. It is not very feasible, but so yeah, we do them standing.
I get tired just watching him walk around. I mean, he just does it all the time.
I'm like Okan. I'm hyperactive as fuck, man. I'm just like always, you know what I mean? It's like I've had ADHD, but and I was on like a lot of meds before. I only take CBD oil now, which like works absolutely amazing. But my brain is just going like this at all times. But what I've learned is to just harness that energy to do something creative, and you could make something really dope. So I do feel like it's a superpower, you know, and a curse kind of. It's a blessing and a curse, really.
Very much so agree.
How did you guys decide that you were going to do the channel together?
So, funny story. He's been talking about doing a channel for a couple years, probably. And he's just like, yeah, I'm going to do it. I need to do it. I'm like, every new knife he shows me, I'm like, man, you know so much about this. You really need to do a YouTube channel because you're better than a lot of these guys. You know so much information, especially about Spyder Co. So then about 7 or 8 months ago, I'm like, dude, if you don't do a channel, I'm going to do a channel. And then I'm going to have you on the channel. And so finally, I'm like, dude, come over. We're going to do a video today. He came over and we finally shot the first video.
Oh, snap. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah. No, I mean, what maybe doesn't come across on camera as much or through our videos is my intense social awkwardness.
Really? Because you're doing awfully well right now on the podcast. You guys have been great guests. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I internally,
freaking out. You're like me then.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. Because I've been watching some of your podcasts and I've heard what you're saying. I was like, okay, I feel better about going on and talking to this guy.
Dude, I am always freaking out inside. Like people, like, look, get this. I was a DJ for 10 years. I played at clubs that had thousands, like maybe over 1,000 people in it. And like, I'm always shaking hands, like it was my profession. Like I didn't have another job, but like, I'm an introvert. Let's talk about that for a little bit, right? So during this whole quarantine lockdown thing, right? We are heavily affected, of course. We're in New York City. This is like the cesspool of COVID. Like I'm swimming in COVID when I go outside. But I mean, my girl is used to going out. Like we would go on dates and she's used to like being mobile and for me, it's like, this is a nerd's dream, baby. I got Netflix, I got Hulu, I got Crunchyroll, I have PlayStation, I have YouTube. YouTube is like 40 hours a week for me.
Full-time job.
Yeah, it's like I'm fine, but like my girl is going crazy. Like, I'm really introverted. I don't need to see people. Actually, most of my closest friends, like we just text. If you call me, I get absolutely upset. Like you're like, interjecting into my time. But how has the quarantine lockdown thing like affected you guys at all? Has it affected you guys like your life?
So I was kind of working part-time at the start of it, and then as it went on, I kind of slowly moved back to full-time. But for a small portion of it, when I was working full-time and then or part-time, and my wife was working from home, It was a little bit odd, but both of us are pretty big homebodies. So there was a lot of aspects of it that was, a regular Tuesday night inside the house, so to speak, So luckily we didn't have any super bad situations kind of come from it, and not huge disruptions beyond some of the stuff that everybody kind of was having.
How about you, Kane?
My business went down a good bit, so I was probably, instead of working full time, working maybe 1 or 2 days a week. So I had a lot of time on my hands, and Instagram was not good for that. I got too many packages, too many new knives. But
he bought so much.
So much. So I definitely need to go back to work so that, so I can't do that as much. But yeah, it was, I don't know. It definitely opened my eyes on, what to expect, what to plan for in the future. I'm like, I really need to learn how to cook because all these places are closed. What am I going to do now? So it's been interesting. It's really nice.
Man, it's just so crazy. Like, this year has just been so crazy. Like, my best friend right now is in San Francisco. He sends me a picture. It looks like Blade Runner outside. It's like just red and shit. And then, I have one of my girl's friends, my girl sells like plants, like succulents and shit. So if your girls are into that, man, Happy Go Sucky on Instagram. And that is not sexual. It's about plants, succulents. But anyway, my girl's friend lives in Seattle, and she's like, same thing. There's like fucking ash everywhere. It's like just wild. And it's just crazy year, dude.
It is, because it's like you go to the mall or somewhere, like there's no one to be seen, but then you go to Home Depot and you can't find a parking spot. It was just, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I went out. What's that? Go ahead.
I was able to semi-touching back on the introvertedness, since everything was so closed and gatherings were kind of big. Me and my fiance, now wife, decided to get married amidst the middle of this, so we could, logically keep things kind of quiet, which is kind of what we wanted. So we actually played it to our benefit, a tad bit. So
yeah. Wait, did you guys like get married like in a chapel? Did you guys do the mask shit?
No, we just did it super simple, just me and her. A good buddy of mine that I've worked with for like 12 or 13 years at multiple different companies. He's actually an ordained minister, so he actually did the ceremony.
That's dope.
But no, it was really nice, real small, and nobody had to necessarily be too bothered at why there was not a big celebration.
Yeah.
So.
No, what's crazy is like my uncle, who is he has like a chain of salons and what do you call this, like tailored like shops in the Philippines, and he one day puts up a video on YouTube, not on YouTube, on Facebook. One of his like associates like made it for him, and it's basically a mask, right? Like a COVID mask. But it's like done with very high-end embroidered like lace and like kind of wedding gown fabric, because that's his bread and butter. He makes wedding gowns and stuff for like the movie stars in the Philippines. And it went fucking viral, bro. Like, yeah, my uncle couldn't keep up with the demand. Like companies from Australia, Japan, Korea were like, we're going to buy everything you have right now. Because of that one video, it like blew up, and I was like, I wonder if they did the mask thing. And I was gonna talk about my uncle makes the lace masks. It's fucking crazy. That's wild, dude. You guys got married in COVID. I was trying to think of what to ask you guys right now. It's the alcohol. It's getting me a little bit.
What are you drinking?
I drink whiskey, man. What do you guys drink at all?
I drink a little. I'm more of like rum and coke, whiskey, bourbon. That's more my thing.
I drink a tad bit, not much, but normally like probably Stella, or that's actually what I drink 90% of the time. I drink some Stella, so I don't drink much though.
Nothing too exciting
right now. I used to drink a lot more. What do you got there? Powerade. There you go. I used to drink a lot more when I was DJing, because it's just like part of the gig. You go to they pay you in liquor and money sometimes, so, but I used to be a big mixed drink guy. And then I think it was the beginning of this year, I started just sipping on whiskey. And now I just drink like whiskey or bourbon neat. It's like maybe I'm becoming a man. I mean, I'm almost 40. I'm gonna be 40 in a couple of months. So it's like maybe that's just the thing, you know? So yeah, whiskey is my drink, man. What else are you guys into aside from knife stuff? Do you guys have any hobbies? Do you watch shows? You into sports? Like, what do you guys check out usually when it's not a knife thing?
You know, I'm a good 90% into that.
Oh yeah.
But I like a lot of UFC as well. I've been watching.
Oh, bro.
So,
love UFC. I watch almost every event. A lot of the big ones, my brother will buy the pay-per-view and I go over his crib. The last one I love it, bro. My buddy who works at my CBD shop with me actually does jujitsu, so he's really into it. So I have somebody to talk about it with. But yeah, I'm huge into it, man. Who you got? Justin Gaethje versus Khabib.
I mean, I'll be honest, like that's a tricky one. I want to say Gaethje just because of
the last thing that he did with Ferguson.
And just those leg kicks. I feel like I can feel those. So the big thing is if he can keep it on the feet.
Yeah,
I think he's got it. But I think it's going to be a great fight no matter what. But I'm going.
Yeah, I think if he can get up and keep that, like, you know, Dagestan bear off him, dude, because Khabib is just nasty, bro. He's so strong. So
once he gets you on the ground,
what's that? What's that?
Once he gets you on the ground, it's his game, his world, you know. So you know,
I mean,
we'll see.
Look what happened to Conor, right? Like, I was thinking he was gonna have even a better chance, even though he did a good job, good takedown defense. He still got fucked up. Dustin Poirier, same thing. So I'm just like, damn, yo, it's just crazy. Who's gonna beat this guy? Is he gonna retire 30-0? Kane, are you into the UFC or what are you into, man?
Not as much. I'm more like coming up. I played like every sport.
Yeah.
So
what's your sport? What's your sport, dude?
So right now it's tennis and golf.
Yeah.
You know, I can play those forever. I get hurt. You know, I can't. I like to play like basketball, things like that too. But more every week, I'm usually playing tennis or golf.
That's dope. That's dope. Tennis is cool, man. I remember my mom, she used to work for a company called Leslie Fay, and there was a competitor of Reebok in the 90s. It was a company called Head, and they used to make sneakers and sports gear, and we used to get free tickets, bro. I remember my mom and my brothers were courtside sitting next to Spike Lee in the New York Knicks versus the Chicago Bulls. So this is Patrick Ewing versus Michael Jordan's Bulls. And it was like they were courtside at the time. And that's how I used to watch a lot. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
All right, that's how I used to. Where did I cut off so we can get back on it?
The audio was good, just the video.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like I got to watch a lot of I got to watch the Yankees versus the Mets. I got to watch a lot of tennis too. This was around the McEnroe era. I don't know if you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like
Absolutely.
way back, bro. Like I was like not even 10 years old, and I was just there for the nachos, basically. My mom loved going. You know what I mean? So. Yeah,
and now they're playing without any fans in the stands. You know, I think the U.S. Open and stuff for now, and Djokovic got kicked out for hitting a line drive. So,
how do you guys feel about that?
UFC stuff. You know?
Yeah, how do you guys feel about that with the snow crowd thing? Do you watch a lot of sports, by the way? UFC, of course, it feels a little bit odd. You're hearing all the kicks, all the. You know, you could clearly hear everyone's corners, like giving advice. So he's like, "Oh, he's gonna go for the armbar. I gotta," you know what I mean? Like that's what I'm thinking in my head. You could hear Joe Rogan, like, "Oh, he's gonna get him to do this," you know. So, like, have you watched any other sports, Kane, like aside from the UFC?
Yeah, I mean, lately I've been watching a little bit of. I've been watching some of the tennis. I've watched a little bit of baseball. You know, they have all the like cardboard guys. Stands. It's definitely different. The thing I watched though is college football. I love college football, so that's gonna be interesting because that's just starting up. I don't know how that's gonna go.
Yeah, I mean it's weird, man. Like everything is weird right now. What is it like where you guys are when you go out?
But yeah, did we lose you?
Oh, you guys cut off on me a little bit.
Oh.
No, we're good. We're good now. We're good now.
Oh wow.
Oh, what
We
happened?
just reviewed
That was the best stuff we had.
You guys
was
pulling
it.
my leg right now, dude. You just like, I just gave exactly what we were gonna do in 10 years. We're building up to this moment. No, like, it has been really weird, like watching sports without all these audiences and things like that. The UFC, basketball, like anything is just odd. How is it like when you guys are out where you're at? Is it affected? Like you talked about Home Depot being full, but then everything is closed. Like, have you come across like any weird things? Like I come across weird individuals every day, dude. Like people fighting, like invisible men on the train, things like that. Are you guys cutting out?
Yeah, no, we don't have any. We don't have any competition for confrontations with invisible men by any means. I mean, honestly, we haven't, at least for where I'm at, we haven't. I don't know. Haven't had too much craziness over where I'm at. What about you?
No, I mean I haven't seen actually too much craziness. I mean it would be nice for a change, with how things are going so far. But no, so far it's just boring, really.
Dude, I will trade with you guys because like Kelly and I were talking about this morning. That's my fiance. Is like our dream is to just like have some like crib in the woods. You know what I mean? And you go outside and it's like nature. That's like actually what I want, even though my channel's Everydaycity Carry. Kind of doesn't, but yeah, it's yeah, go ahead.
Have you seen the show Alone?
Yes, love it.
Oh, I love that show. Love that show. Great show. Despite they had a spin-off series that got canceled pretty quickly, but love it. Just season 7, I think, just ended. But love that show. I love that kind of stuff.
Me too. That's what I'm into, bro. Like I watch like Meat Eater. I watch Alone. I watch Naked and Afraid with my girl. She loves that shit. Like it's funny that I live in the city and the only nature I can see is basically nature encapsulated, which is Central Park, right? It's a beautiful place, but it's not a replacement for the real thing. My girl and I love walking like miles across like Central Park and just anywhere. We love hiking. That's our version of hiking, is walking city blocks and trying not to get robbed. But I mean, that's what we like to do. We like seeing shit that we've never seen before. New York City is full of that. Yesterday actually was the first time I headed into around the Times Square area since this whole thing started. And I was expecting something crazier, but what I saw was younger people, kind of like hip young people, like going on dates. There was like outside seating. People were 6 feet apart. There was lines for some places. Like Krispy Kreme, there's always a fucking line. I don't know if you guys have that. It's like a donut thing in New York City that's always packed. But yeah, like I was getting bubble tea, which is like this Asian like drink with bubbles, like these little tapioca balls. Yeah. And I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if you guys knew what it was. All right, so I was getting that. How fucked up is this? So I'm trying to my girl's a personal trainer at Equinox, okay? My girl's a personal trainer at Equinox, right? So I got to stay fit, man. Like I work out 6 days a week. She gives me a regimen to do. So yesterday was kind of a cheat day. And I'm like, all right, let me get some bubble tea. All right. Right next to it is a fucking Krispy Kreme. How do I say no to that? Like, dude.
Then what are you doing?
Yeah.
Yo,
especially the pumpkin spice they just came out with. I mean, you gotta have some pumpkin spice in that.
I was about to go and get it, but the line was like a block long, and I was like, forget it. I'm not gonna get it. I just got the bubble tea and I left. But damn, dude, that's crazy, man. Have you guys eaten anything like weird? Are you guys adventurous, like when it comes to eating?
Oh, man, I just have to say, I feel like I know a story you might be getting to. So, with that knowledge being known, in comparison,
Wait, where did you guys hear the story?
Oh gosh, I know it wasn't on Nick Shabaz's podcast that you
I've
did
talked
with
about
him,
it a
but
few times. I was scared to talk about it with Nick, man.
Oh yeah, no, I don't blame you.
Because he's like a vegan and he kind of like doesn't want to like kill animals and stuff. So I was like, if I was like I ate my own dog, he's like, oh my god, you know how Nick is. Dude, oh
That's
man.
a great impression.
No, but what I was gonna ask, like, you know, do you guys like Asian food? Like, I'm kind of like a big foodie myself, which kind of sucks that I don't get to, you know, enjoy all the food in New York City, man. There's like so much good food here, and everything's kind of closed off or you know, with limited seating and all that. Like, my girl and I haven't gone on a date since the whole thing started. Yeah, like, you know, what are you guys into? You guys like ribs and shit, like the typical stuff? Like, what are you guys into?
Man, I'm a huge steak guy.
Yeah, of course, right?
You put a steak in front of me, I'm good. So I mean, besides the obvious, I really do like a lot of Indian food, but it is very sparse where I'm at.
That's my homie right there. I love Indian food.
But
I love Indian food, bro. How about you, Kane? What do you like to check out, man?
Yeah. I do like Indian food, but some of it I can't take too much spice. That's the problem.
You build up to it.
I'm still working on that. But I'm more of like just like burgers, wings, like that kind of, you know, very boring stuff. I venture out every once in a while, but I stick to the easy stuff.
That's awesome. I mean, look, it's funny that you mentioned spice because on the 1,000th sub of this channel, I did a chicken wing eating show, kind of like Hot Ones. I don't know if you guys ever watched that show.
I love that show.
So I called it Sharp Ones. I created like a neon logo of like a Victorinox Swiss Army knife, and it said Sharp Ones on it.
Nice.
Basically, I had fan submitted questions, and I actually ate the Hot Ones wings. Like, I bought the sauce. So really? I had the bomb. Oh, dude, at the bomb I was drooling, and at 2,000 I'm gonna do it again. It's actually one of the.
That's awesome.
Yeah, dude. Oh man. You know, before we head out,
I did that with my friends. We watched an episode with one of my friends, and he loves hot stuff, so we bought like 3 or 4 of them. I mean, I would take just like a little dab, and then I'm, you know, running like a little girl. But you know, he did much better than I did. Interesting stuff.
Yeah, I'm thinking about doing something like that for the. Have you guys? You know what? Let me ask you this: have you guys done any like giveaways or anything like that? You had any cool like creative ideas that you've done so far?
So yeah, we did.
Man, you guys are breaking up on me a little bit. Okan and Kane, hello.
Yeah.
Hold on, you guys are breaking up on me a little bit.
Oh, did we lose you?
Yeah. So this is what I want you guys to do. I want you to leave the room and just come right back. No, not like that. What the? No, not you guys. Not. I meant. You guys saw the episode that I did with Bearded Gear, right? Is that what it is? Is that why you guys did that?
No, I work inside the literal, and I was literally like,
no, man.
You're detecting your face. You're detecting your face.
Is that no? Are you guys for real?
I am, but I struggle with literal and figurative. So
because Jake from Bearded Gear actually did that, and it was like the funniest thing that's happened on the show, like ever.
Yeah, we're gonna pretend like that was intentional.
It definitely was. Yeah,
that was intentional.
So now we're really gonna leave the room.
Yeah,
no. So do this. Well, I mean, I think it seems that we're back right now. So the internet is back after you left the room.
Left and came back.
Yeah, it's because we left the room, man. Of course it's back. Of course.
So we were talking about giveaways, right? Like, and you were talking about like a creative thing you did.
Luckily we were able to Blade Banter, David. We had started chatting with him beforehand, and so he was willing to send something from QSP for that giveaway, and then also Gil Tech, which makes these awesome little box cutters here, sent a couple things in as well. So
we almost had a flashlight.
Yeah, and O-line.
We tried to do like a full EDC that we could sort of send someone, which, try to go with the channel theme. So,
so I mean, it was good. I mean, honestly, it's just exciting that people do seem to be pretty kind of receptive to this, and a lot of people were, keep up the great work. It's nice because I can't fathom why 700 people or 500 people or like 200 people would give a shit about anything I've got to say. So it's nice that it seems it's going pretty well.
Yeah.
Right.
I heard the buzz. It's like, oh no, you're breaking up again. Well, I mean, that was Okan and Kane. I'm about to admit him again. I don't know what happened there, but there was a lot of lag, and we're about to admit him again right now. Let's hope it fixes it. I think. All right. Well, I think we got to close right now before it gets really fucked up again. You guys were actually really awesome on the pod. If we didn't have all these technical difficulties, I think we could have went on for a long time. I loved having you guys on. You guys were funny. You guys were genuine. If you guys ever want to promote anything, you can always come back here. Like, the podcast is here for you. Let people know what you got going on. If you want them to just tune in, if you have anything cool upcoming in the future.
We got a new set that is currently being assembled, if you will, and that'll be coming out pretty soon, which will be kind of fun, and
lots of cool holiday stuff too.
Yep,
in the works.
Sick. So. And then, a couple new knives recently that, we're just going to be visiting for a bit. But, they're going to be popping up. But pretty cool stuff. So,
yeah, dude. We appreciate anyone that gives us a chance.
Yeah, whatever I can do to help, man. If you have anything that you want me to help, like promote on Instagram or anything like that, we're here for you, man. Dude, thanks for coming in, man. You guys were really funny. What's that?
You're doing some awesome stuff with these podcasts, so we definitely. I've watched a ton of them now, especially the last week.
Oh shit!
You're doing a good job.
Yo, thanks, man. You guys. This is your boy in the NYC. It's me, Ray, and this is the EDCCP saying peace. Yo, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to hit that bell icon so we can squad up in the comments.